Vander is Warwick. That is pretty much confirmed. All of the promo material is leaning towards it, and they've been hinting at it since the first episode of the original Arcane.
So you're Vander.
Hound of the Underground. I expected something younger.
These are all of the Arcane theories that you need to know before Season 2. There's quite a few of them, and some of them get quite interesting. But without further ado, let's get into it. Singed took Vander's shimmer-filled body and he transformed him into Warwick. So essentially, Vander's going to make an appearance in Season 2. This is something I covered in a previous video. We're going to see whether he's going to be a simple lapdog for Singed. Is he going to follow Singe's orders, or is he going to take his own role as an individual? It's also going to be interesting to see whether he can communicate with all of the other characters and whether he can say anything important to the characters. We can see in some of the promo material that he will be interacting with Vi, and that should be very interesting. Next up is that Singed is Oriana's father, Corin Revik. Now this would be a retcon. This would be Arcane smacking all of the old lore with something new, and that would be that actually has a daughter who is Oriana. Where this comes from is this scene in Arcane where he looks at this photo of his daughter, and she really looks a lot like the human version of Oriana. Another thing that makes us think this is that this experiment of his called Rio is actually an anagram for Ori. So Rio is the anagram of Ori, and that is quite suspicious. That is kind of like Riot leaning towards this. Now, I don't want to think about whether this experiment could be Singed's daughter. Like, is this some show tucker levels? I don't even want to get into it. The story in Arcane could get super dark super quick if they decide to do that. Hopefully it's just a naming convention that he's got. Maybe the letters R, I, and O are very important to him. Anyway, the next reason why I believe we will be seeing Oriana is because in this trailer with Singed and Warwick, we can hear a clock ticking in the background, and we can also hear one of those classic toy boxes playing a jingle. Now mind you, Oriana's title in League of Legends is the Lady of Clockwork. So this makes me believe we will be seeing her in Season 2, definitely. Alright, so there's another theory in Arcane about Marcus's daughter, Ren. And people believe that this is her as an enforcer in Season 2, but this would imply a very huge time skip, maybe a time skip of around 10 years in the series, which is possible because they've time skipped before, but based on the fact that Vi and Caitlyn somewhat still look the same, I am presuming that it is not some major time skip and that people are just overblowing the similarities between them. But it would be interesting if they were the same person. It would be a interesting little Arcane zinger right there. Maybe they are related somehow, but yeah. And now to move on to the next theory, and this is the big one for the video, the big black rose theory. What am I talking about? Well, Necrit put this out there. You can check out his video after this one. If you don't know, the Black Rose is a Noxian organization led by LeBlanc. She somewhat founds this organization with Vladimir, and she brings in a lot of other characters in the verse. This is a secret society, bro. This is the Illuminati of Runeterra. If such a thing existed, it would be with LeBlanc. What leads us to believe that LeBlanc will be making an appearance, though, is this still image. Now this showed up in the trailer for around 2 seconds. It just flashes by in the first trailer, and then in the second trailer they give it around 2 seconds, and I believe we've already seen this character, and this might be Alora. Now Alora is the girl that we see hanging around a lot with Malmadada. She does a lot of intel work for her. In my opinion, Alora might be the Black Rose spy named Lady Orfrey. Now the Black Rose Spy is a card found in the game Legends of Runeterra. This character kind of imitates other characters. She has the power to transform into the appearance of other cards, which would be very fitting for a character like Alora, who has a lot of information about what's going on in Piltover. She always seems to be informed. She always seems to understand things, but she speaks in a way where she doesn't let this off. She speaks in a very simple way, very short sentences, but always hinting at something greater behind her words, which is why it would be interesting if there was something greater behind her character as well. So this Black Rose spy, Lady Ovray, in the current verse operates within Shurima, which would put her very far away from the action happening in Zorn. However, in this cinematic with Echo, she is communicating a great plan for the Black Rose with another member of the organization called Lord Malay, and Echo infiltrates their base. And guess where this base is? In Zorn, which puts them right in the location for Arcane. This would mean that Allura could be this lady character. And you know, I like the fact that Allura kind of sounds like Flora, and you know, you've got the play on words Flora, Black Rose because of the flower kind of thing. Alright, so all of this evidence so far is nowhere near the cognitive leap we need to make a solid basis for this theory. What I think makes it more solid is that both Allura and the Black Rose spy, Lady Ovray, are voiced by the same person, Erica Lindbeck. What's interesting to me is that the silhouette of Allura and the silhouette of this character that we see that's got the black thorns around her look very similar. So we'll see what happens, whether Allura will get a more prominent role in the series or whether she's gonna get shafted into the background and just become a nothing character. Maybe make an appearance, a cameo. Alright, next theory. In a previous video of mine, I explained that the adaptive rune matrix, or the hex core that Victor designs, is missing the inspiration rune, and that Sky might have figured out that Victor needed a 5th rune to complete the hex core.
Runes on the hex core are from League of Legends, and they represent precision, domination, sorcery, and resolve. You may also notice that there's one rune missing, and that's inspiration.
You can watch that video, I'll link it in the description. It also explains very interesting stuff about how I feel about the magic system and how the magic system works. In this cinematic, Rise hides the world runes, which are these powerful world-ending capability items. He hides them in a secret room, but he too is also missing the 5th rune. The other 4 also follow the themes of precision, domination, resolve, and sorcery in terms of their color schemes. So we can see a parallel between Arcane and the previous League of Legends source material. Victor's missing the inspiration rune, and we're assuming that that rune, like in the game, is this powder blue color. It's going to be this powder blue world rune. I don't know how yet, and this is the biggest stretch in terms of the video, but somehow I believe that this powder blue thing is connected to Jinx. Hear me out. Her name is Powder. She's got blue hair. They did the same thing with Sky. She kept saying inspiration and Sky Blue to hint at that inspiration rune that's missing. For some reason, it's not being shown and it's not popping up in the source material. Maybe we'll see it come to fruition in season 2, but I do believe what they've done here, storytelling wise, by linking those two parallels and hoping we've forgotten about them, is that they've somewhat created a precursor for Rise to appear. A lot of people claim that Rise is the mage that Jace encountered earlier in the series. There's no solid proof for this yet. Until they come out and they say, that was Rise, we can't buy it because, bro, the boy Rise has blue skin. That's the first thing. And you know he's traveling with that scroll behind his back. So there's two aspects of Rise that aren't there, and I feel like they're key aspects behind the character. But just to conclude my thoughts about it, even though Arcane might end without us seeing any interaction with Rise, it would be crazy if he popped up after I posted this. I do feel like he will be involved in what Arcane is building up towards. I do believe that after Arcane, they're using Arcane as somewhat a promo to push another thing that they have in the works. So I don't believe Riot is just going to let Arcane drop and put it on ice. I believe Arcane will drop and they have maybe a game or something in the works that they want to make a huge announcement on. And maybe it's an MMO, bro. I don't know. Let me not get excited, but maybe they've got something. And I do believe that Rise will be a key part of whatever that is. Anyway, that's it for the tinfoil video, the tinfoil Arcane video. Are you guys excited for season 2? Let me know what you think about the theories. Let me know your own theories in the comments. And let me know any theories I missed, bro. Because there's so much information. What do you guys think will happen in season 2? This is Roy signing off. Peace.